There is no force more potent in shaping a man's destiny than definiteness of purpose. It is the starting point of all achievement. Until a man knows exactly what he wants, he is no better than a ship without a rudder, tossed by the waves of circumstance, blown off course by the winds of distraction, and ultimately run aground in the shallow waters of mediocrity. Greatness does not visit the idle. Success does not befriend the confused. Life yields its treasures only to those who demand them with clear vision and unwavering resolve. A drifting mind cannot lead a disciplined life, and a man who does not know where he is going will never get there. Those who improve their lives dramatically are not necessarily the most gifted or fortunate. They are the ones who decide what they want and commit to it with such intensity that nothing can turn them aside. To improve your life in any real or lasting way, the first commandment is this: you must choose your goal with precision. Vague wishes are the language of the weak. I want to be happier. I want to be successful. These are not goals. They are fog. And fog never built an empire, launched a career, or conquered fear. You must declare what you want, how you want it, and by when. Vague dreams attract vague results. Specific intentions create specific reality. Definiteness of purpose is not just about choosing a goal. It is about aligning your entire being with that goal. Your thoughts must serve it. Your energy must feed it. Your decisions must be judged by it. Every choice you make must ask one question: does this move me closer to my purpose or further away from it? If you cannot answer that question, you do not yet have a definite purpose. You have a fantasy. Men of power, men of legacy, men who bend the arc of history, every one of them began with a single, clear, undeniable decision. They did not wait for permission. They did not wait for inspiration. They did not wait for the right time. They simply decided, and then they moved. And when they were knocked down, they stood up again. Why? Because their purpose had already been chosen. It was not negotiable. Their failure was temporary, but their vision was permanent. When your purpose is clear, life begins to bend to your will. You will attract the right people. You will recognize the right opportunities. You will repel the distractions that once tempted you. The world starts to organize itself in favor of the man who knows what he wants and moves like he means it. This is not magic, it is law. The man who demands from life with clarity and acts with courage becomes a magnet for the very things he seeks. But let no one tell you this is easy. It is far simpler to drift, to dabble, to pretend you are working hard while avoiding the terrifying responsibility of real decision. For to choose one path is to reject others. That takes courage. Most will not do it. They prefer the illusion of options to the discipline of direction. But those who transform their lives, those who elevate their existence from survival to significance, are the ones who choose. And they choose with finality. If your life is to change, the change must begin with a decision. Not a feeling, not a hope, a decision. Write it down, say it aloud, build your days around it, let your purpose become the compass of your character. From that point forward, you are not wandering. You are building. You are not reacting. You are commanding. Your life is no longer accidental. Until a man has conquered himself, he is unfit to conquer anything else. The battlefield of life is not won by the one who defeats others, but by the one who first defeats the enemy within. Every failure, every missed opportunity, every self-sabotaging mistake stems not from outside forces, but from a lack of self-control, self-command, and self-mastery. The man who is a slave to his moods, his impulses, his fears, and his appetites will never taste freedom, not in his finances, not in his relationships, not in his destiny. Improvement begins not with doing more, but with becoming more. And you become more by reigning over your own mind and emotions. The average man wakes up and is immediately directed by his feelings. If he's tired, he moves slowly. If he's anxious, he hesitates. If he's angry, he speaks foolishly. He calls himself free, but he is chained to the shifting winds of emotion. He calls himself ambitious, but he cannot even master his time. He calls himself a thinker, but he rarely challenges his own habits. Discipline is the price of greatness. Self-mastery is the foundation of it. Without discipline, desire is a liability. Without mastery, potential is dangerous. The most talented men in the world have fallen into obscurity, not because of lack of opportunity, but because they lack the power to say no to themselves, to delay gratification, to resist distraction, to keep their mouths shut when anger rises, to hold their course when doubt begins to whisper. Mastery over others might bring applause, but mastery over self brings peace. And peace is the true platform for progress. Your emotions are tools, not rulers. Your habits are servants, not masters. Your mind must operate as the chief commander of your actions, not as the follower of your feelings. The man who wants to dramatically improve his life must begin with the simplest yet most profound of questions. Who is in charge here? If you are ruled by your comfort, your cravings, or your calendar, the answer is not you. Power begins when you can make yourself do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It is when you rise in the morning, not because the alarm rings, but because your purpose commands it. It is when you resist the easy path and choose the path of growth, knowing that today's discomfort becomes tomorrow's reward. It is when you speak with restraint, act with clarity, and move with intention, not because you are in the mood, but because you made the decision in advance. Character is not built in comfort. It is forged in discipline. You will not find strength on the couch. You will find it in resistance. Resistance to excuses, to laziness, to weakness, to fear. The most successful men are not those who feel strong every day. They are those who act strong even when they feel weak. And they act strong because they have trained themselves to obey principle rather than emotion. Do not make the mistake of thinking self-mastery is repression. It is not denial. It is direction. It is not suppression. It is superiority. You are not called to ignore your emotions, but to guide them. You are not called to avoid failure, but to rise above it by choosing your response. Every time you act with purpose instead of impulse, you gain power. Every time you follow through when you'd rather give up, you gain momentum. Every time you discipline your mind, you increase your capacity to shape reality. The man who masters himself cannot be mastered. His path becomes straighter. His choices become sharper. His life becomes a reflection of inner command. While others are distracted by the trivial, he focuses on the essential. While others blame circumstances, he builds character. While others wait for motivation, he moves with resolve. This is not easy, but nothing great ever is. And those who seek a dramatic transformation in life must know this truth. You cannot lead your life until you learn to lead yourself. The world does not reward ideas. It does not reward talent alone. It does not even reward ambition. It rewards action, and not occasional, frantic bursts of it, but deliberate, purposeful, daily action. 1 hour of focused execution will do more to change your life than 10 hours of dreaming. The man who acts, even imperfectly, will always outpace the man who waits for perfection. The difference between those who live exceptional lives and those who merely wish for them is not knowledge, not intention, not luck. It is movement. Action is the bridge between desire and destiny. Most people wait. They wait for clarity. They wait for confidence. They wait for a sign. But while they are waiting, someone else is working. While they hesitate, someone else is moving. And while they are planning for the perfect moment, someone else is building the imperfect foundation of success. Life does not honor hesitation. It honors motion, and it multiplies the results of the man who moves with intent day after day, especially when he does not feel like it. To improve your life, you must adopt a new rhythm, one where action is not optional but required. You must set aside the childish notion that success is the result of occasional brilliance. It is not. Success is the result of consistent, concentrated effort, stacked daily, repeated without excuse, driven not by mood but by mission. Great lives are not built in spurts. They are forged in routines, in discipline, in the boring, unglamorous repetition of effort. The man who improves his life understands that every day is a brick, and he lays it with precision, knowing that structure follows sequence. The dreamers will mock you. They will say you are rigid. They will say you should live in the moment. But you will look at their results, and they will speak the truth. Their lives are a reflection of scattered attention. Yours will become a reflection of sustained purpose. You will move from one task to the next, not like a machine, but like a man who has declared war on passivity. Each step you take becomes a vote for your future. Each task completed becomes a victory over chaos. Each small success compounds, and suddenly the impossible becomes inevitable. Do not confuse motion with progress. There are many who are busy but going nowhere. Your action must be deliberate. That means you do not act just to feel productive. You act to make an impact. You do not chase 10 things. You move one thing forward with intensity. You do not scatter your efforts. You channel them. One focused hour of work aimed at your highest priority is worth more than an entire day spent reacting to the noise of the world. The greatest mistake is to think you have more time. You do not. The clock is your competitor, and it will not slow down for your excuses. One day wasted is a day gone forever. But one day mastered is a seed planted. Water it with consistency, and in time it will grow into results so powerful they speak for themselves. You don't need applause. You need progress. You don't need perfection. You need persistence. You don't need everything at once. You need one step taken now, not later. Action is how you earn your future. It is how you separate yourself from the masses. It is how you stop wishing and start becoming. Every morning you must ask, what must be done today that brings me closer to my goal? And then you must do it. Not think about it, not plan it, not debate it, do it. When others delay, act. When others rest, move. When others shrink back, step forward. This alone will place you in the top tier of men. Those who change their lives do not stumble into greatness. They build it, one deliberate action at a time. Your mind is the soil from which your entire life grows. Every thought is a seed. Every belief is a root. Every association is either nourishment or poison. If you plant weeds, do not expect roses. If you tolerate doubt, do not expect confidence. If you surround yourself with small thinkers, do not be surprised when your life shrinks to fit their comfort. The quality of your mental environment will always be reflected in the quality of your decisions, your emotions, and your results. The world around you is not neutral. Every voice you listen to, every word you repeat, every image you consume, these things shape your mind, whether you like it or not. There is no such thing as passive input. You are always being programmed, always being conditioned. The only question is, are you choosing the program, or are you allowing others to choose it for you? A man who does not guard his mental gates will find himself repeating the patterns of failure without ever knowing why. You must take full control of what enters your mind. Do not entertain gossip. Do not indulge in pessimism. Do not allow the average opinions of average people to contaminate your vision. The voices of fear and mediocrity are loud and constant. If you do not drown them out with truth, ambition, courage, and clarity, they will settle in and take root. And once a lie is planted deep enough, it will grow fruit in your behavior. You will begin to act like less than you are because you have believed something less than what is true. There is no improvement without mental elevation. A man cannot rise above the level of his thinking if your mind is cluttered with confusion, entertainment, and negativity. Do not be surprised when your life follows suit. The man who improves his life must become a curator of his own mental environment. That means you choose your thoughts, you choose your inputs, you choose your circle, and you cut out anything that poisons your potential, no matter how familiar it may be. Don't not underestimate the power of repetition. What you hear often you believe. What you believe you act on. And what you act on you become. This is why you must flood your environment with greatness. Read what strengthens you. Listen to those who stretch you. Speak words that empower you. Spend time with those who demand more from you. If you allow yourself to be surrounded by excellence, your standards will rise. If you spend your days among the average, you will shrink to fit their comfort zone. You must be ruthless with your inputs. If something weakens your spirit, remove it. If someone mocks your ambition, distance yourself. If a voice inside tells you you're not good enough, replace it with a louder one that tells the truth. The battle for your future is won or lost in your mind before you ever step onto the field. And the man who walks into that battle with a clean, focused, empowered mind already has the advantage. There are no exceptions. Every man is a product of his mental environment. You can lie to the world, you can put on a suit, shake hands, talk big, but if your inner world is chaotic, your outer world will collapse under pressure. Build a stronghold in your mind. Turn it into a sanctuary for clarity, faith, discipline, and vision. Guard it like a fortress. Protect it like treasure. Because it is. The man who owns his mind owns his life. Do not ask the world to change until you've changed the environment within. Improve your mind, and your life will follow. Faith without work is fantasy, and discipline without belief is drudgery. But when faith is backed by discipline, mountains move, men rise, lives are transformed. You must believe that your life can be improved. But belief alone is not enough. You must act in alignment with that belief until the results begin to show. And you must keep acting even after they do. The man who changes his life is not the one who hopes, but the one who believes so deeply in what he's building that he is willing to suffer for it, sacrifice for it, and discipline himself ruthlessly to achieve it. Faith is the fire. Discipline is the fuel. Together, they create unstoppable momentum. One without the other is weakness disguised as progress. Many men believe in their dreams, but do nothing about them. They talk about what they will do, but their habits betray them. Others work hard every day, but without belief in the outcome, they move like machines, not men of vision. Neither will win, but the man who believes with every cell in his body and moves with focused, consistent effort is the one who reshapes the world around him. You must believe in yourself before anyone else will, not casually, not conditionally, but fully. That belief must become the foundation of everything you do. When you wake up, it is there. When you suffer setbacks, it does not shake. When others doubt you, it does not crack. Real faith is not loud. It does not beg for approval. It is quiet, steady, and immovable. It shows itself through action, daily, deliberate, disciplined action. The world watches what you do, not what you say. Your habits are your real statement of belief. Discipline is the evidence that your faith is real. A man who truly believes he is destined for greatness does not waste time. He does not scroll his life away, complain about circumstances, or make excuses for why he isn't further ahead. He sharpens his mind. He strengthens his body. He organizes his day. He protects his energy. He moves like a man on a mission, because he is. And when failure strikes, as it will, he does not panic. He adjusts, refocuses, and moves again. Faith is his compass. Discipline is his engine. It is not enough to want more. Everyone wants more. But wanting is worthless if it is not paired with willpower. You must decide who you will become, and then you must build that man one day at a time with no negotiation. That means showing up when it's hard. That means working when you're tired. That means doing the right thing when no one is watching. That means building the life you see in your mind, even when nothing around you looks like it yet. That is faith. That is discipline. That is power. There will be days when you don't feel it. Days when doubt knocks louder than usual. Days when you question whether any of this is working. Those are the days that separate the pretenders from the builders. Those are the days where you must choose discipline over emotion, purpose over comfort, and commitment over convenience. You cannot wait for motivation. It comes and goes. You must move regardless of. The man who does only what he feels like doing will never become the man he was meant to be. Look around you. Every structure, every company, every legacy was built by someone who believed it was possible and then disciplined themselves to make it real. This world belongs to the men who combine vision with action, faith with fire, belief with behavior. If you want to dramatically improve your life, stop hoping and start building. Let your belief be so strong that it forces your actions to rise. Let your discipline be so consistent that even failure loses interest in trying to stop you. You do not need a mirror